Hello and welcome to NEO Scavenger. I am Lord Archadeas. This is episode 1, season 1, and this is going to be a different type of. It's not so much as a let's play. First thing I want to note is that I'm actually using a different recording software than I normally do. I actually went and bought DxTory because I wanted to mess around and I was actually having issues trying to get this to work. I actually want these four. I know I can grab this for one extra, but I don't really see the point unless I'm going to grab like electrician or something. But yeah, regardless, these are the ones I usually go with. This is actually going to be more of a showcase of the mod I'm going to be using. And right now, the mod is not installed. This is completely vanilla. I'm just going to be playing around with this for a while. And yes, there will be cussing or cursing or whatever you want to call it, because, well, this is kind of more of those darker, gritty games that you probably don't want your children playing, or at least know that this is not exactly the game you want to be playing if you're offended easily by these. And so, yes, I just murdered some sort of creature, the Dogman, and my mod's actually going to be really encompassing a lot of this stuff. One thing you want to know is that I usually take this little thing right here, and the best shard, which you can hold shift to actually separate, which I'm probably going to have that 93. Yeah, that 93 looks good. Let's see if I can get a better one, just in case. There's only one reason I want this, actually, but that'll be for something else. So I'm going to confirm, make that. I'm actually going to take one of these shards, probably the lowest condition one. It doesn't really matter at this point. This 29 should be fine. Take this, and you can get a bunch of meat from this and pretty much destroy the shard. But if you take trapping, you can get this pelt, or I guess fur coat, which I'm actually going to be changing slightly. So confirm that. And you want to go to your character and toss that on, because that's going to actually keep you alive in the early game. Next, you want to take this, and now you have a weapon. Now, this weapon is not the best weapon. You really don't want to have this on you, because holding a piece of broken glass is not exactly safe for you. Right now, I can scavenge this area, like so. The Cryo Lab is actually kind of a poor thing, by the way. You only want to use strong if the safety meter stays in green after you use it. If it goes to yellow or that, you probably don't want to use that because it can hurt you, and at this stage of in the game, getting hurt is actually pretty severe. And I actually got my first item that can carry things. Even though it's a very poor item, it's better than nothing. Ooh. Cargo shorts. I kind of like the jeans better right now because I think they're, I guess, okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'll just store the jeans in the pants. I'll take this cord. Ooh, actually I could, definitely take the metal pot, because the metal pot is one of the few things that you can actually use to boil water. And those sticks might come in handy in a minute. Next, I want to scavenge again. An abandoned mobile home. These two are locked. You can't do anything with them right now. My mod's actually going to allow the creation of lockpicks without lockpicking, but it's going to require this whole setup, and it's not going to be easy for early game, so more or less it'll still be out of reach until later. Now the safety stays up. These are rather in good condition buildings, so huzzah. Let's see. I think this... Can I keep... Come on. I would rather, like, click this, but okay, there we go. Ooh, rifle strap. Those are actually rather useful. I'm having issues clicking things. So I'm just going to do this, because that's a little bit easier for what I'm doing. Oh yeah, and I can actually throw things in there. That actually does help. Why don't you just do that? Because it's a little too simple to think of that. Okay, so that's 40 something. It's actually 40, so I'll actually destroy that and get my first bits of equipment, my first weapon of actual worth that isn't going to harm me, the sling. Now, not a very good weapon, granted, it's not supposed to be. In fact, you're pretty much better off without a weapon for the most part, and I can't seem to... Okay. You always want to keep a spare weapon, preferably a melee weapon. Empty that out, because I actually want to use these. I guess I can take that, take that, take that. Oh yeah, the crude air filter, I almost forgot about that. It's actually kind of a useful thing. It doesn't help nearly as much as you'd expect. Well, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't expect much of a... Oh, I can actually take that. Stick. I don't really see a purpose to actually grabbing that. You can grab the water, however, as I have little water containers, which are now slightly filled. Be careful, there are some waters that are extremely toxic, and there's also contaminated water, so... Yeah, be careful. Can I quickly see what's on the ground? There's nothing. I'd rather not fight him, but it might be good. Let's see, I have a metal saucepan. Ooh, I could have actually started a fire, but it's late for that right now. I don't really need to do that. I need more weaponry, or stones, which you can find on the open ground, so always check these. It doesn't show up as the item, like right now. Those didn't show up, but they are actually there. Anything that's worthless, or at least near worthless, is considered... It doesn't show up, basically. So you could search here. It's not going to be really effective because I don't have any botany or anything like that for scavenging, but I mean, it can't hurt right now. Yeah, I'm rather set for right now. I'm probably gonna be attacked, or I guess he's not hostile. Not every person in this game is hostile, so try not to jump to too many conclusions early on. Okay, strong. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna risk it, but this is a bad thing to do. You don't want to get to that yellow stage because that can and usually will hurt you. And getting hurt in this game is actually rather severe early on. But right now I have access to a lake. Ooh, in fact, I'm actually set for right now. Use this and use this. Basically, using these doesn't really do anything other than just give you access to these things. I actually shouldn't have wasted that, but okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to wait here. Probably gonna be attacked. Oh. Aw. My disposable bag has collapsed. Poor me. Empty out. Let's see, 90 something percent. That thing's barely standing, so empty that out. Toss that. You always want to have your best bag, or disposable bag there. And let's actually create a fire and actually boil some water. Now, boiling water isn't always healthy because there can occasionally be poisons in them, and poisons aren't destroyed by boiling. Now, I'm going to have a distilling method, which is going to have distilled water, but that'll be for something later. In fact, I'm actually going to have a complete chemistry set, along with a bunch of methods of distilling, fermenting, boiling. I'm just going to have a whole variety of, I guess, things to mess around with the elements. What was I doing? Okay, I'm in here for a reason. Oh, first thing I'm going to do, and one of the few things I always do is, whenever I have that, remember I had that shiv? I'm making it into a broad spear. That broad spear is going to be very helpful early on. So, take a handful of those twigs and some branches. Now, usually you can't make fire with these without the trapping skill. Trapping is basically your standard survival skill. I'm actually going to be adding a different survival skill for something else, but yeah, for basic, I guess, wilderness survival, you can use trapping to, I guess, improvise. Now I'm going to take that, and you can actually make this into a bigger fire if you want, but we're not really looking for that, because that will work just as well. And I can boil plenty of water doing this. Sterilized. I'm just going to boil everything. And it does use a little bit of your cooking utensil, but, well, I guess I thought it did. Maybe it doesn't anymore. And you can cook small bits of it. It's not nearly as effective, but I don't think we really care at this point. Now, what I wanted to do, that's what I wanted to do. I want to cook all three of these with this one water. It's going to destroy the water, but I don't think it really matters as much. And that one can stay because that's being used as my filter. So, let's see. That should be everything I can do here right now. So, let's quickly take a look. This, I now have a broad spear, which is a relatively good melee weapon. I'm actually going to stick with the slinging stones item. We want that, some clean rags. Ooh. Yeah, I don't even think I can carry that anymore. I want it, but I don't think I can actually use it right now, which is kind of disappointing. I'm actually going to adjust how much water stacks. I can't seem to click these for some reason. I don't know if it's like a delay or lag or something like that. But it's just a problem. I don't really think I can use this right now. And it's actually a rather good condition item. I'll take ammo. Plenty of ammo, actually. And I'm actually going to give this a little bit of I guess space, because I'm probably gonna have maybe 2x3, just because it actually has the space to put that in there without using this handle. So that's just for storage sake, because that doesn't take up everything in that space. Let's see. Thirst is a little bit low. You can actually see your stats here. So I'm going to use this, and hopefully I'm not poisoned. It'll tell you shortly after you do that if you're poisoned or not. This is your camp menu. You want to find probably the best area of these. The thing that has the most sleep and shelter tends to be the best there, but I can adjust shelter. Right now I'm actually going to store all these things, and I'm probably going to make this little wooded area my base for now. You could put this here. This will help with your sleep, but it won't exactly help with your, I guess, it won't cover you very well. It'll make you very visible. I can actually drop these off. In fact, I can just, by the way, if you press 1, you can or click one of these, you can actually like move things like this. I'm pretty sure you can't actually store these anywhere else, but that's just kind of expected. Scrap parts are only useful for either lockpicks or other things. I'm gonna actually have a very good there's actually going to be quite a few uses for these in my, I guess, mod. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to make, but I can't make it right now. Ooh. Yeah, I can't do that, sadly. Oh wait, nope, I can. Since I don't need these jeans, I kind of like the jeans. Personally, I really do. But I need the cloth. So I only need 3 of these. Yep. And I usually like to use tinder just because it's good. Quality torches. These are actually going to last like 6 hours for my mod, because they only last 4. And in real life, they don't last 6 hours, but I remember in my D&D games, they're 6 hours. Or maybe they're 4. I think there was 6. But yes, I used to play D&D. Haha. Oh, these can only stack to 2? I remember they could stack to 3. Here, that was my mod. I can't remember anymore. It won't matter. In fact, I can actually craft these into more better strain, the medium lengths of cord, which is more useful. You always want to keep medium lengths of cord because you can actually turn them back, but medium lengths are usually what you want to use for like strapping things to your back. And I really don't have that much time left, so I'm just going to move down here and see what I can find. Ooh, ammunition. These pebbles are good for the sling again. Just finding ammunition and weapons. Don't eat the mushrooms. There are some good and bad kinds. You don't want to eat them. Regardless, they can either be poisonous, which can and very likely will kill you unless you have antibiotics or other methods of healing yourself. So it's just best to avoid that. And ooh, something's been here. You can see that by the tracks, which is noticeable only if you well, I guess it's noticeable if you don't have tracking, but it's very noticeable and for longer periods of time when you have tracking. Tracking also allows you to see allows you to remove your tracks more effectively. Now, this is a feral dog, what I'm going to do is just take a sling at him, and it's going to cause some severe damage to him. So, yeah. And I'm just going to sling him again, and he's unconscious, so I'm just going to walk up to him with my fist. I usually just advance at this point, rather not knock myself down. He should still be unconscious for the next... He might even bleed out before I actually get to him. Advance. And the final advance. Now that I'm within one range, I usually just take a quick melee attack and it breaks their neck or something. And that's actually effective at getting me my first meal. Though I don't have anything to carry it in. It's a disappointing thing, but can't win them all. Now let's take a look. Locked, locked, locked. Ooh. Open storage shed. Whenever you see one of these storage sheds, go for strong and maybe toss on a lighter if you can. Whoa. We just got a bunch of items. Ooh. Oh, you see this pair of binoculars? Ooh. It's got no ammo. Makeshift rag shoe. You really don't want those, but yeah, until next time, if you like what you're watching, subscribe. If not, oh well, have a nice day. See you next time.